new day.
Welcome back. A new year often means a chance to reflect, make a new start, not only in body, but also in mind and spirit. Joining me now with some tips for maximizing your happiness in 2012. Please welcome back someone who hosts a radio show and writes a blog on the subject of happiness, Carol Bailey. Welcome.
Hi.
How you doing?
Good to see you, Margaret.
Just give us just a little synopsis about how you got to be a happiness expert, because you really are.
Well, I've been a divorce lawyer, ironically, for many, many years. And so
You learn what not to do.
You learn what not to do, and you listen to other people's stories, and you start to see that people made this choice, and it didn't work out so well. And then another person made this choice, and it did. And so I decided that I wanted to really find out what kind of decisions could contribute to happiness, and it turns out there are lots. There really is a lot you can do.
I think that's wonderful, and you've aggregated that wisdom for us. So there are three main areas in our lives that we wanted to talk about today that we can focus on in a quest for happiness. And maybe you want to put another word to that. That may be for you contentment or joy. It could be, you know, peace of mind. But first of all, working on ourselves. What does that mean?
Right. Well, every other thing you can do, and the second tip and the third tip have to do with your primary relationship and your children, but it all comes back to you, to yourself. And so one of the things that I've really been thinking about and talking to other people and listening to what they have to say is that we all have a lot of critical self-talk that sometimes we're not even aware of. And so my tip is that we develop a strong, positive, supportive phrase that we have for ourselves, and treat ourselves at least as well as, for example, we want to treat our children.
Right.
We don't want to say critical things to our children.
I think you're right. I am sure that I say, oh my gosh, I'm too heavy, look at my wrinkles, blah, blah, blah.
I listen to people all the time. I'm so stupid. Why did I do that? I'm such an idiot. There's a lot of critical self-talk and women are very, very hard on themselves.
And I know better. I mean, I know we know better, but we still do that. So that's a wonderful way to sort of reboot, make an affirmative statement. I say write it on an index card. I believe in putting everything on an index card.
Can I give you one? Can I give you an example of one? And it sounds kind of corny, but it's actually really, really powerful. And it is, I love and approve of myself exactly as I am.
Wow.
And it's very powerful because when you say that to yourself, you realize you don't believe it. And that's very, very powerful just to notice that. So that's an example of a phrase that you can have for yourself, to do for yourself what you do for everybody else.
And then work towards learning to believe it?
Learning to believe it, and also noticing how critical you are of yourself. And by making a really positive, supportive statement like that to yourself, even though it might feel a little awkward at first, it helps you learn how critical you really are of yourself.
I like that idea. All right, focusing on the areas of our lives where we have a significant other or spouse.
This is really simple, and of course all my tips are free. That's for everybody who has a New Year's resolution that they're going to save money. Mine are all free.
Okay.
So my tip for a significant other or spouse is remember every day to express something positive to that person. And there are two things about that. One is to find something positive, and two is to say it. And so in my case, I really, really, really do this. And I start by saying this to my husband when I first see him at the end of the day, so I don't forget, because we get all wrapped up in our lives, and it's not that we don't have the intention, we just don't remember. So
and then we tend to just speak up when we have a complaint as opposed to remembering to affirm.
and just simple things, you know, simple things like things we take for granted. Thank you for having a job. Thank you for helping me with the children. Thank you for loving our children. Just little things that you take for granted that are so important.
So important. And what about with your children?
Okay, this is hard. It's simple, but it's hard.
Okay.
Is to take a 5-minute break every day with each of your children. Let them talk to you without you evaluating, criticizing, or giving them advice.
Oh, I was good up till the don't give them suggestions.
Don't give them suggestions.
But I'll work on that.
Because as parents, we want to be helpful. We so want to be helpful.
Yeah.
So when our children try to talk to us, we give them our opinion. We tell them what we think about what they said.
Even if they didn't ask.
Even if they didn't ask. And so then they don't feel heard. So it's kind of an inoculation against low self-esteem if a parent can just let a child talk to them and all you do is reflect back to them what they said without your evaluation. So tell me the most fun thing you did at school today. Open-ended question. Not a yes or no, because then they can't talk.
Right, exactly.
Open-ended question. Tell me the most fun thing you did. And then instead of you saying, oh, I'm so happy for you. No, because that's about me.
So that sounds like you had a really good time doing
Exactly.
that kind of thing.
Exactly.
I'm going to practice starting today. My son's home on winter break. Carol, thank you so much.
Thank you, Margaret.
I could talk to you forever.
Thank you, Margaret.
You can listen to Carol's radio show called About Happiness on Monday mornings at 8 on Chat with Women radio station 1150 AM. The show is also online, and her blog can be found at seattlepi.com. We'll have those links on our website for you. She's amazing, I think. We'll be back in a minute with your goals for the new year. Thank you so much.